This is the Hypathetical podcast, where three pathetic guys discuss hypothetical situations. On this episode, Peter asks Justin and Matt, how would you get away with murder? Before you listen to the episode, go ahead and follow us on all our socials and subscribe to the podcast.
All right, hello and welcome to another episode of Hypatheticals. I remembered the name this time, so kudos to me. This is going to be a little bit of an interesting episode, a little bit of a different episode, because it's me asking the questions, and you don't get to hear my hilarious answers. Instead, you have to hear these shitty answers. So, yeah, have fun with that. My name is Peter, and this is Justin and Matt. Justin.
Hello.
And Matt.
Yes, hello.
How are you guys doing? How's your long weekend doing? It's Victoria Day here in Canada, so it's just another holiday for us. So we're enjoying it. What have you guys been up to this weekend?
Oh, just staring into the abyss. I don't know how to properly celebrate a weekend when every single day has essentially been a copy paste of the previous day, minus an extra fucking step towards my own death. But pretty much otherwise, everything's okay. I didn't do anything for the holiday weekend. Frankly, there's nothing to do. I'm going to go out and... Nothing happened. I ate French fries. That's the fucking exciting moment of my day, of this entire weekend, was I ate French fries. That was pretty good.
Yeah, what about you, Justin?
I tried to enjoy the sunshine on Saturday. It was the only nice day of the weekend, so sat outside and drank some beer and tried to enjoy it, and then just been kind of stuck inside now that it's raining for the next 3 or 4 days, and longingly looked ahead to the weather for next week, hoping that the weatherman is right, because it's supposed to be a beauty. But other than that, not much. Kind of to harp back to what Matt was saying, living in these strange times in quarantine, every day is sort of a repeat of the previous one. So it's kind of the weekends and the weekdays all kind of blend together into this one sort of melted form of a day. So it's just a matter of trying to look at the positives.
Yeah, and I guess one of the positives is it's another episode of Hypatheticals today. That is a positive.
My favorite part of the week, Mondays.
Yes, so without further ado, we will give you your question. Again, Matt and Justin. Yeah, I was going to say Peter and Justin. I was like, wait a second, I'm Peter. Matt and Justin have had no prior knowledge of what question they're about to receive because I like to mess with them.
Sure haven't.
So here is the question. Take this however you would like. You have just committed a murder. How do you get away with it?
Ooh.
And I can't use real life experience?
If you want to draw from real life experience, but we don't know what type of police agencies are listening to this, so you might actually help crack a case if you were to give your real life experiences. So let's just say I'm going to judge on who I think would get away with it.
Okay, so let me ask you a question here. Do I get to choose how the murder occurs and where it occurs?
Yes, you have to choose how you do it. You have to do a whole clue thing for me. So it has to be with the candlestick in the library. And then how you would get away with it.
Okay, and the other question I have to clarify this is, how are you choosing the winner?
Just who I think, using my deductive Sherlock Holmes mind, think would get away with it.
Okay.
My personal opinion on who would get away with it.
Understood.
All right.
I already have the winning answer.
All right, who would like to start? Let's start with Justin because Matt has the winning answer. So let's get Justin's out of the way.
All right, so I have to commit a murder and then get away with that murder.
Yes, and tell us how you would get away with it.
All right, well then. I think the first thing is that when picking your murder, you need to make sure that you make it as non-messy as possible. I think that going in for the blood splatter and for going in guns blazing is a little bit dangerous and makes it a lot easier for you to A, mess up, and B, leave something behind. So I think you got to go for more of a slow burning type thing. So what I would do is I would use a poison. Probably ricin poison. You can get it from castor beans, which makes like castor oil. Now, the oil itself does not contain the poison, but it is one of the deadliest poisons to man. And so I would use that. I would befriend the person who I was trying to murder. I would sort of gain their trust, but you don't want to be too close to them, because if you become too close, like best friends, all of a sudden, then other people and their family might start noticing, start to suspect you. It's got to kind of be like an acquaintance type thing. You know who they are, but nobody would ever think about you. You guys are hanging out. You start to drop some of the ricin inside of their drink or their food. Maybe you guys go out to Lazee's or something and grab some food. And I'm only thinking of Lazee's right now because I just had it for lunch.
Name dropping Lazee's.
Name drop, chicken on the sticks. Yeah, so you drop it in the food, you drop it in the water. It's got to be a slow burning process, Then the person goes home. They don't feel so good. They got food poisoning. Oh no, they decided to go to bed. They're throwing up everywhere. They lay on the bed. Boom, they're dead. All right, well, now that's done. So now what you need to do is, without anybody knowing, you need to start to disconnect yourself from this person as quickly as possible. You have them on social media. Maybe you deactivate your Instagram account. So you know what? You don't have to get rid of them. You just deactivate yours. Maybe on Facebook you go and you unfollow them, or you unfriend them. Okay, so once that's taken care of, right? You don't talk about them to anybody. You don't go, oh hey, how's Joe Blow doing? No, you have to keep it quiet. Then you get in my car. I'm gonna cross the border, going to Buffalo. Gonna go shopping for a little bit. You book a hotel. You book a hotel maybe for a week so you have an excuse to be there. Once you're in Buffalo, right, you get to the hotel. Well, then you got to plan your long-term option. For me, Europe, it's the place to go. So then what I would do is, from the comfort of the hotel, I would start to plan my trip out to Europe. I'm thinking Italy, good place to hide. A lot of mafia people there. There's a lot of crime. I feel like I'm sort of going to fly under the radar there. They're not going to be looking for me. It's not like I'm going to Switzerland where everybody's innocent and I'm going to be the one guy that stands out like a sore thumb. Not to mention, got a bit of a darker complexion. Don't know where it comes from because my background's English, but people think I'm Italian, so I'll fit right in. Don't speak the language, but I can pretend. I'm an actor. I got this.
Yeah, bop it a boopy.
Yeah, you know what it is. I've watched Mario Brothers enough times. So you plan a trip. Okay, and then you have two choices. I would have to most likely come back to Canada to leave. I feel like if I travel to Buffalo, then fly out of Buffalo, it might be a little bit sketchy. So I would come back over the border. Okay, as soon as my ticket was booked, go straight to the airport. Well, you have to pack a bag and stuff first, but you get the drift. I'm not going to go through every single little detail. Go to the airport, get on the plane, get through security. By this time, they're still trying to figure out how he died. I'm thinking the autopsy is going to take at least a week. Toxicology reports take up to 6 weeks to come back. So that gives me 6 weeks for them to find out that there's been ricin or some sort of poison in his system. As of right now, he died from food poisoning in his sleep, maybe a heart attack. They don't know. So by this point, I can get on a plane, Air Italia, business class, because, why not? If I'm already going to be possibly wanted for murder, I'm going to fly first class. Never done it before. Let's see what it's like. And then I'm flying to Italy, Rome, and I'm going to spend some time there, lay low, get a job maybe as a server, maybe as a teacher. Nothing too big, nothing that you're going to really stand out, and then you're going to slowly start to just assimilate into Roman society. And by the time anybody back here has any idea that this individual has ricin in their system and that they were murdered, who am I? I'm not on any of their friends list. I'm not on any of their social media. They're going to be like, we don't even know who this guy is. There was no connection. No one's going to be talking about me. They're going to be looking at people like close family members, maybe an ex-girlfriend or an ex-boyfriend, depending on the sex of the person. I'm trying to make this as non-specific as possible because I'm not looking to go to jail. By the time anybody even has a remote idea that it's me, they will have no idea where I am. Once I'm in Italy, I get settled. You change your name, Leonardo.
Raphael, Donatello. You could be any of the Ninja Turtles.
Mario. Who knows, Giuseppe. And you basically just assimilate into Italian society. And guess what? You just got away with a perfect murder. Matt, I think that was the correct answer, my friend. Good luck.
Okay, I have questions.
Okay.
I know Matt has questions too.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, you go first, Peter.
So many questions.
I thought I had a perfect answer. Apparently not.
Okay, first question. Remind me again how you got out to Laziz with this person or out to eat with this person.
Like I said, you have to sort of be an acquaintance with this person. So, I mean, it depends on the person who, like I said, I'm trying to make it as non-descriptive, non-specific as possible because I don't have anybody specific in mind. But, perhaps it's somebody that you work with. Perhaps it's somebody that lives a couple doors down from you, right? So you just have to kind of I didn't want to go for a 45-minute discussion here where I'm like, one day I go over and, help. I see him trying to wash his car. I offer to help. Like, you got to slowly build up that relationship. Maybe he's under somebody you may know on Facebook, so you decide to follow him or friend him, and then you start to chat with them. Like, there has to be some sort of. But the thing is that you don't want to become like a best friend. You don't want to be somebody who's there with them every minute of the day. People are starting to notice. Family are like, oh, who's this new friend of yours that you're constantly with? Just it's a neighbor. It's somebody who can be like, hey man, I'm gonna go grab some food. You want to join? And they come with you, right? You got to make sure you keep it nondescript, but at the same time, like, you don't want to be sort of up their ass the whole time so that people notice. So that's how you get them out. It depends on who they are, but you have to just sort of befriend them, as an acquaintance or somebody who you'd have no issue, going out for food with, like a coworker or something, but they're not somebody who is thinking to text you, at every hour of the day. They're not the first person who they come to you for good news or you go to them for good news. Like, it's kind of like that third party friendship kind of thing.
Okay, but my question is, where's the paper trail? How did you get them out? Did you just like walk outside and ask them to go eat with you, or did you text them?
Okay, let's just create. Oh no, you don't text them because then they're going to have proof on the phone that you've contacted them. So you have two options. One, you call them from like a burner number. So either you call them from a business or from a payphone if those things still exist, or from a burner phone. Depending on how, planned out this is. I'm assuming if I'm getting the rice and I'm doing all this is a planned out idea. So yeah, I'm not going to use my phone. I'm not going to text them. I'm not going to have any sort of connection because my plan is for that when they are eventually looking for a suspect list, I don't show up anywhere. Haven't texted them, haven't spoken to them. Oh, there was a random phone call from a payphone, but they'd have to find out, where that call came from, who made that call. There would still be no way for them to connect that phone call has anything to do with their murder, right? It's been 6 weeks now. So yeah, perhaps there's somebody, like I said, perhaps there's somebody who lives a couple doors down from you. So you see them washing their car. You go over, you stand on the sidewalk. You're shooting the shit. You're asking them how they're doing. You're asking them what's up.
Social distancing, of course, always social distancing.
Social distancing, 6 feet apart, guys. Come on, I'm a murderer, not a psychopath, all right? So, and then I'm going to go grab some food right now. There's a Laziz just up the street. You want to join? Right? Oh yeah, man, I'm so hungry. I'm washing the car. Yeah, no worries. I'll help you when we get back. We can shine up those tires of yours, and you just kind of get them to come with you. It's best to do it in person because there's no evidence of that interaction. There's no evidence of that. You know what I mean? By doing it through text and through things like that, phone calls, there's that paper trail. We have to leave as little of a paper trail as possible.
I'm just thinking about witnesses. Maybe somebody saw both of you get in the same car at the restaurant. They're going to think, who is he eating with? That kind of stuff.
Perhaps they might go to Laziz and ask, who was I eating with? You're right. And but the plan here is that, you have to try to be nondescript. Maybe I'm wearing a hoodie, throw the hood up over my head, block my face, just make sure that I know where the cameras are. So before I go to Laziz, I'm going to go in there, check out where the cameras are. When I go in, I'm going to make sure I keep my back to them. I don't want anybody to know who I am, what I look like. They're just going to know it's a man in a hoodie. There's no way to identify who I am.
And you wear a mask because social distancing.
Exactly. We're in the middle of a quarantine, people. You got to cover your face up. It's not weird.
All right.
Matt, do you have any questions?
Oh, I have many, but I'll let the police, who are likely right on your tail immediately, do all the asking. Because here's the thing. So I get it that you just met this random guy washing his car, and you decided, hey, here's somebody that I've never met in my life. Maybe I'll A, offer to wash his car with him because that's not fucking weird. Or B, ask him out for lunch because that's not fucking weird. But I get it. Let's just say that you're walking down the street, you see the same guy, and every day he seems to be washing his car, so you create a rapport with him, whatever. No big deal. You befriend him on Facebook or whatever, and then suddenly, after he's dead, this new guy's friend who he suddenly met, the first thing they do is look for breaks in standard routines and look for, honestly, in not just his but yours as well. So the first thing that's first is they'd be like, well, has he met anybody new lately? Has he, whatever, like who has he interacted with? What has he done? He'll ask the guy's friends, family, see whatever. Maybe he mentioned something eventually. If he went to Laziz, they'll check the cameras. They'll eventually figure out that it might be you. Then they'll ask and check his Facebook. Who has he befriended lately? Because it's not that if it happened, it's the internet. The history of it is there. So who are his most recent ads on Facebook? Oh, there's a guy here named Justin. Oh, how convenient. His account no longer exists. Let's go find out where he is. Oh, he bought a ticket, first class, which he never fucking flies, to a country that he doesn't often go to, and it's a one-way ticket. That's not suspicious. All right, no big deal. While the toxicology report comes through, let's go figure out what the fuck this guy Justin's up to. Hey, Italy? Yeah, listen, I know that we never ever fucking talk ever in history because I'm Canada and you're Italy, but let me just see. Can you put a fucking word out? He might be, hanging out with the mafia, apparently, because they're definitely the most trustworthy people in the world who will absolutely 100% Cosa Nostra be damned, invite you into their house and give you protection from them. And I get it that there's more important things to do, but I'm pretty sure if the mafia are that protected and corrupt and crazy that the police are like, fuck them, let's do crime that we can solve. Like this guy, like this Justin guy who came in and suddenly 2 weeks later is Donatello McFuckyou.com, who has no address, who has no social security number, but it's all good. We'll give him a job as a teacher, in a government regulated position. Those are just the minor details that I want to get through. But it's not about me to decide. It's about me to give an answer to you, Peter, right?
Let's hear your answer, Matt. Let's hear the losing answer.
I just want to see, I want to double check. So I can kill anybody that I choose, right?
Yes.
And I can be anywhere that I want to kill them.
Yeah.
And the winning answer is whoever can not be caught. Now, not be caught means what? Not found out or not captured and arrested and put on trial?
Preferably not found out, but you just not caught for the crime. Let's say that.
Not caught. Okay. So here's the perfect answer. I am on the moon with you, Peter, and I kill you, and they can't come get me. They could find out about it, but I will never be captured. So I am on the moon where you can't be, or where no one will come and get us. And then I have killed you. They might find out, they might not, but they will never come and arrest me because it is not worth it. So I will be free as a fucking bird on the moon. That, given your criteria that you have given me, that is my answer. And tell me that they will come and capture me on the goddamn moon. You tell me that.
It's not in their planetary jurisdiction. Let's put it that way.
Perfect.
No.
Okay, well, my first question. I have a question
Yes.
now. Can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, how are you getting to the moon?
I asked Peter where I can be. And he said anywhere, so I said the moon.
Yeah, but your biggest question for me was how I'm getting my neighbor to Laziz. Here you are all of a sudden becoming some sort of astrophysicist, astronaut, going to the moon.
No. I am starting at the moon. That's my spawn point. I asked Peter. That's why I asked Peter, where can I be? I would pick Jupiter if the gravity wasn't so oppressive. But I chose the moon because I could feel light and feathery and bounce around like a fairy.
Okay, so
still,
Peter, I have to call foul here. I'm throwing a flag on the play.
All right, if it has to be on Earth, then tell me it has to be on Earth.
But like
that's why I asked.
Every episode now, Matt is finding a loophole to somehow just be like, I'm going to Mars. I will murder you there, and then I will continue life. Like
until you guys create rule sets that I can't exploit, I will exploit them.
We're gonna have to create like a hypotheticals rule book, like
a constitution,
500-page constitution with all of the little intricacies of each. Oh man,
because I will find a fucking wedge in your plans, and I will slip right through all of them. Because that. Honest to God, and I will accept if you rule that that it has to be on Earth, I will accept that. However, I mean, given your criteria, my answer is the easiest fucking victory of all time because they'll not come get me on the moon.
But I'm not saying that it can't be on the moon. I'm just wondering, how are you getting to the moon? You're just all of a sudden on a rocket? Like, are you and Elon Musk friends? Like, you put him in your team for that war episode, and now all of a sudden you and Elon Musk are, SpaceXing it up to the moon?
I'm on the fucking moon. Hell's fucking yeah, but it would be Mars with Elon Musk. It doesn't matter. But still, it could be... Listen, I just asked, where am I? Can I be anywhere? He said the moon, so I am on the moon. I will change my answer, though, because obviously...
I like the answer.
I will change it just for you.
But yeah.
And maybe this one...
Let's make it terrestrial.
All right. So I can kill anybody.
Anyone. Yeah.
All right. I will, and I as the biggest thing is I cannot be apprehended and put on trial. I will then choose to kill myself in the middle of broad daylight at Young and Dundas Square. Fucking, I will just literally just kill myself, and then I will not be put on trial.
But you would be found out.
Sure, but I asked Peter, is it found out or is it arrested and put on trial? He said arrested and put on.
And he said preferably found out. Did you not, Peter? Did you not say that?
I did, but
Well, see, again, the rules are changing. I'm just trying to play within the rule set, within the boundary marks that you're setting me up with.
it's within the rules. It's within the rules.
I'm trying to be creative, I'm trying to be clever, and I'm trying to outwit my way through this. But I'm just saying that either one of those, based on the criteria that you gave me, I am well within that framework. But I will leave those are my answers. You could choose whichever one you hate the most and scrutinize both of them. I'm sticking with those.
Okay. I like both the answers. I like how you kind of guided your way around the rule set. Kudos for doing that. I don't know if suicide technically counts as murder. It's self-murder, I guess. But I mean, if we really went down deep into it, I think the definition of murder would be different than the definition of suicide. But regardless, I think Matt, you had good answers. I like the moon one.
Peter, it would be a painless death for you on the moon. It would be a very sensitive and heartwarming scene where I would probably just roundhouse kick you out an airlock, but still, I would kiss you on the forehead first and then let you off into the vacuum abyss of space.
I thought that all that you were gonna do was just like come up behind me and just like pull like my oxygen tube out,
No, man,
and then just like wait.
you would know it's me. I'm not that kind of guy.
But it's murder.
Yeah, and I would be like, it's the aliens. And then, like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go up behind you and whisper in your ear that, there's Martians that are taking over and then just, flip the switch off of your, like, ventilator or something.
Just dress up as an alien and do it,
It's aliens, Peter! And you'd be like, I knew it!
and you would get away with it.
I would probably get away with it on the moon.
I would never even know.
I
I'd be like,
understand.
wait a second, where's Matt?
But you
As
definitely,
I'm dying.
you totally just you made a little like you tightened up the screws on the rules a little bit, and I respect that. So the moon one doesn't count because I have to be on Earth. So therefore, I'm just literally gonna right after singing the national anthem at the World Series, I'm just gonna kill myself. That's that's it. And every witness in the world, and it doesn't matter because I am not being apprehended for that. So I am therefore committing the act of killing someone and getting away with it from a legal perspective.
Okay, but I do have one more question that I want to throw out there.
Yes.
Can I throw it out there?
Sure.
Okay, so if you were to try to commit suicide and fail, you still can't be put on trial. So I feel like you committing suicide doesn't count as murder because there's not an actual crime being committed.
Let's say you go somewhere where suicide is illegal.
Correct too. Maybe the suicide. I don't know where suicide is actually illegal, but they on some weird, just like the WWE like has like events in Saudi Arabia sometimes. Maybe the World Series is like, fuck it, we'll do like Game 3 in fucking Abu Dhabi. I don't know, but like that's where we're going. Regardless. Trying to kill. I killed myself. No legal repercussions, no consequences besides my own death. Which at that point, after listening to Peter's moon speeches and alien conspiracies, might be sweet relief at that point. So
I have way too many. You guys do not want to hear them, so let's just say that.
All right, Peter, this is your episode, buddy. You take it away from here.
Yes.
I totally understand that I'm coming out of left field on this one. I want it to be clever. I want to be creative on this, and and given the rule set, I think that I have a pretty solid case.
I do like your answer. I like that you also threw in there that you would basically ruin an international sporting event just for fun, just to win a bet, basically. I like that because baseball needs to be more exciting. So what's the best way to make it more exciting? Having the anthem singer off himself. Justin, I do like yours. I like how you're taking down a chain of businesses as well as murdering somebody. That's always good.
I'm never gonna get chicken on the sticks again. They're gonna be like, we're not delivering to this guy anymore. So I'm screwed.
Yeah, when you name drop Laziz, they were like, "Oh, nice! It's like free advertising to like our 10 listeners. That would have been awesome." But now they're like, "Wait a second, you're going to put it in our delicious food?" That's a horrible idea.
I'm so doomed.
But yeah, they're never going to give it to you again. Time to go to Osmos instead, where they
Yep.
don't give you, tainted chicken on the sticks.
Yeah.
Um, so I think after careful deliberation and a lot of thought, I'm going to have to give this win to Justin.
Yes. Take that, suicide moon man.
Justin gets the win just because I like both of your answers, Matt. I just don't think that they fit in with the rules that were set out, just because like I don't technically see suicide as murder.
Well, all right. Well, that's your interpretation. I will have my lawyers contact your lawyers. Just saying that I asked you for clarification, and just based on the verbiage you used, I think that my answer fit well within the boundaries of what you wanted. But I will not protest. I have a comfortable enough lead from you clowns that it's not a big deal.
Yeah. All right, let's give Justin his 2 minutes to talk about whatever he wants to talk about for his win.
Well, I am now dancing on your metaphorical grade, suicide man. So I'm just going to have to stand there and just continue to argue that suicide is not murder. It is not the same thing, and it does not fall in the same definition. Because if it was, then it would also be chargeable under the criminal code by that same count, but it's not. So therefore, suicide is not murder. Therefore, your answer is invalid. Therefore, I win, and I'm just going to sit here and gloat for another 7 days until I lose next week. So that's pretty much all I can do at this point. On this week's episode of Hypatheticals, Peter asked Matt and Justin how they plan to commit murder and get away with it. I walked away with a victory this week with my detailed plan for poisoning, while Matt fell just short of the mark trying to kill Peter on the moon and then kill himself, which did not quite meet the definition of murder. If you enjoyed this episode of Hypatheticals, be sure to subscribe to us on whatever podcasting platform you listen to us and leave a rating and a review. Check out all of our socials located down in the show notes. And if you have an idea for a hypothetical that you guys want answered, send us an email at hypatheticals@gmail.com. And on behalf of myself, Peter, and Matt, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll catch you next time, and please stay safe.